Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, of course, one of our main goals is to go and complete our Bounty Hunter. This is something we have for the entirety of this weekend. However, of course, we're pretty much already done with it. We did a good majority of our battles yesterday, we got another 4 today, and with those 4 in combination with a Valraven, we should have enough to go and complete it out. I'm going to be going and doing the same kind of strategy as yesterday as far as our stream setup, where I'm going to have just 2 things open, just Gems of War and the billion things that this program has going on at once. And we're just going to do those 2 things and see how it goes. I turned off the encoding thing, or not the encoding thing, but the DVR thing, whatever it was, the thing that lets you look back into stream. I kind of had to do this because every single time we kept turning it back on, the stream was having worse quality and kept dropping. So we're going to test for a little while like this, because this is pretty much the absolute bare minimum that we can have open, while also, you know, still having it work, basically. So that's the game plan, and to see how it goes and see if it doesn't drop at all throughout the entirety of today. It might still drop because it's mostly a service provider thing, but this will greatly decrease the chance of it potentially dropping. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, we're currently running Amaru, Excavator, Yagwe, and Werewolf. If you want to run for earlier battles, all you have to do is replace out Yagwe with Tagraki, and you're pretty much good to go, because you use Excavator and Werewolf to feed red into your Tagraki and just kill everything with that. So that's all you would need to do in that regard. Oh yeah, we added a few of those extra emoji things, and if you guys ever have any suggestions, just let me know. Currently, I'm making them all myself or using already existing assets. I will probably eventually commission a bunch, but at the moment, I have not. But we'll get around to that eventually. But yeah, we have those for now. Yeah, but anyways, let's get into things. Get Bounty Hunter done. Shouldn't really take us too long, actually. But after we finish up Bounty Hunter, we're going to be doing some metal farming. We got a Nisha last night, for any of you that didn't see. Last night's stream, we did pick up another Nisha. And with that Nisha, we now have +5 magic, potentially. We have 1 medal of Nisha and 1 just a badge of Nisha. So we're almost there. We're almost to the halfway point of having, what's it called? Having 3 medals of Nisha. So we're getting there. Still a journey, but we're getting there. It's getting closer. 1 step at a time. Gonna do this just to give us a hard chance of trying to get the reds there. Unfortunately misses. I guess we'll go for even more red. We do have a billion things that create red on this team. We do not have a lack of red option, that is for sure. And of course all that is for the purpose of feeding Yagwe to his infinite manas that he needs to win. Do we go for an option here? I think we just go for it to press damage. Actually, no I don't. Let me go for that first. Then we can go for it. And get a little bit of mana back as well. And then we just go Excavator and hopefully get even more mana. Though, oh, that Harpy is so annoying. It's not strong, it's just annoying. Like, it's not being intimidating ever. The most intimidating thing out on this team is, oddly enough, the Harpy Eagle. Harpy Eagle is even a bad troop. It just doesn't get much usage because compared to other things, it's just not good. But relatively speaking, it's not bad. Like, on paper, it's a really good troop. It's just, relative to the balance of the game, it's not good. Is basically the bottom line of that troop. At least in the current state of the game. And it's probably going to stay like that, as it's an ultra rare. But hello everyone! Hope all of you have been having a good weekend so far. Hello Elite Gaming! Hello Frag Hunter! Hello Isabel! Hello Bobby! Hello Laurent! Hello Zach! And hello everyone else! Oh, hello Supplement! And hello everyone else! Welcome, welcome! Someone's suddenly talking on your PC. I think you can mute a stream prior to it being up. I'm not 100% certain on that on YouTube. I think you can. If nothing else, I normally just mute the browser itself if I go away and don't want it making sounds. I actually forget if YouTube has that function. I'm pretty sure it does. Where you can adjust a volume of a stream prior to the stream going up. I'm actually not 100% certain. And I'm currently not on YouTube to check. I'll grab that for now. Actually, I have literally no browser open. Only reason I can see chat is because of the program auto-generates it. Also, I need to figure out how it can auto-generate the chat that it's doing and put it over there. Because I need that to happen. I think I might need a window capture or something, which I guess we'll do. Because the chat I'm looking at right now, I'd prefer to be the one that's above us, because it looks much nicer than the one that's auto-generating above us. I'll need to figure out how to do that properly. I've done it in the past, but I did it in a really, really weird way, and I'd want to find like a better way of doing it. Like a couple years back, you guys might remember, we actually had it kind of like that, where it was directly picking up the YouTube chat. I'll find some kind of way to get it to work. This program's still doing some weird things. Nothing that's like too annoying to the stream, but still doing a few things I don't know how to disable. For example, I believe it keeps spamming the donation link at the beginning of these streams. I am not the one who's doing that. The program itself is actually doing that, and I do not know how to disable that. Figure it out eventually, though. Yeah, I only started using this, what, yesterday, this program? So still have a lot of things to learn with it. It's a lot different than the one I previously used. It's still like the same general premise, but it's, I don't know, overall it just has a lot of differences throughout. What do we go for now? But I really like it though, I'm definitely sticking with it. Also, it has a place where I can put the redeem code all ready to go. So I can just type it right in whenever I need. Okay, excavator, go do your thing. Good, get that over there. Get herself a big Yagway. Actually, before I do, grab that. Fortunately, no alignment. That's the only problem of not using Feral Hound. Feral Hound is so good at getting alignment. I don't feel like there's room in this team to put Feral Hound, though. Because then we don't use purple if we get rid of excavator. And then we don't use blue if we get rid of Werewolf. And while its cast is better, its mana colors are not better. Okay, I actually deliberately want to keep first slot alive, so I can kill Harpy at the same time as first slot. And that's actually important so Harpy doesn't keep summoning. Otherwise it gets a fresh, fully unkilled troop in first slot. It's only 5% per turn, but it's already triggered 3 times this Bounty Hunter off this final battle. So that 5% seems to be pretty common. Though it's also because sometimes it happens with several turns in a row, which gives even more chances, of course, per battle. Oh, what do we need here? Let's grab ourselves all those reds over there. Get that going. Take our other brown. Also, we will still be streaming Pokemon today for any of you interested in that. We'll be doing that probably around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I'm pretty sure this stream would be done by then. Also, it shouldn't take me nearly as long to get the stream set up, because I won't be taking a nap, nor will I need to set it up. It's already set up. I could literally turn on the Switch right now. We could be playing it while doing this. We're not going to do that, though. Like, I can literally just turn on my TV, turn on the Switch, and boom, we're already playing while simultaneously doing this, because it's all set up now. Only reason it took longer yesterday is we're using a new encoder, so I had to reset up everything with it. What do we take here? We'll grab a, I should probably hit Valraven. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've been really getting into RPGs this year. And we will be finishing out Puzzle Quest, but I do want to do Pokemon first. At this point. What do we grab now? I'll take the right over. Get herself a Yagway, most likely. Get a thing right over there. Unfortunately, we already have full mana. I'm just trying to set up the board, which is the only problem with creating just reds and not red and purple. Is we need both red and purple on the board, but creating just reds doesn't necessarily give us the alignment every time. Alright, we'll try one more and hopefully we'll get it. Otherwise, I'm just spamming Yagway. My only real concern is if I do it when there's no extra turn, he might end up getting his bird, his Valraven going. And we definitely don't want him Valravening. Okay, we still do not have alignment. If anything, we give him like 2-3 extra turns. Oh, oops, I should have taken that blue first though. Oh good, we got alignment if he doesn't ruin it, which he just ruined. Fail. Oh good, we still have alignment. Nice, because it drops into extra turn. And that is match. That should be enough damage to kill you. No, it is not. Oh, that's bad. Not too bad though. We can just move that down. Get into another Yagway. I should probably Skull first just so it hits Penguin to speed up the battle a bit. He'll kill that, but it doesn't matter because you do not lose bounty points from your troops dying. It just takes your multiplier that you had at the beginning of a battle, and it only checks that. It does not care how many bounty troops you have by the end of the battle, we could have literally 0 and still get the full bonus. So even though we lost that troop, we did not lose any points. At least not in this game mode. Ah, come on, one more red will kill. There we go. And there's that lag thing I'm talking about. Whenever you take a lifesteal off a trait as your final kill, it ends up lagging the game for like a second or two. They still have not patched that yet. Hello, Lawrence! Hello, hello, Pirator. Let's see, you can always stun the Harpy. Yeah, we can stun the Harpy with the thing, especially if we get mana at the beginning, which is an option. It does not have immune to stun. The only problem is that's not necessarily the thing I want to kill. For the speed of the battle, it's actually better for us to target the Harpy Eagle rather than the Harpy itself. But yeah, Harpy, if we did stun it, it would stop summoning. It summons not that frequent enough that it's not really needed to go out of our way, I don't think, to disable it. Even though it can be annoying some battles. But most battles it does nothing, so. It's kind of like Assassin in that regard, where you sometimes get battles where you auto-win, and other battles where it just kind of goes normally. It's kind of like what Harpy's being right now, where most battles it's doing nothing, but some battles it's just being ultra annoying. And I'm just hoping we keep getting battles where it just does nothing. Oh, there's no skull. No alignment, but I think I still go for it for the damage. Oh, I should have taken it as blues. Why do I keep missing blue today? I guess because this team doesn't really use much blue. Normally, whenever I use a team that doesn't really need much of a color, I tend to almost ignore the color completely. Just because, you know, you're not really looking for it on the board. I was, hello, Rajesh. Welcome. And hello, Gamer Zacker. Welcome. Or Zocker, I mean. Just past 3 p.m. here. So 5 hours then? 5 hours until what? Not sure what you mean by that. Our stream schedule for today is we're streaming Gems of War right now. And we'll be going... Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. You were, someone else was asking. Never mind. I didn't see the previous comment from Bobby. Yeah, I actually have a time zone map right now on my as my map for my mouse and everything, and I have it like this so I could double check time zones whenever I need to, without having to Google it. Though the things are starting to fade, unfortunately, from having this map for like half a year now. It was a pretty cheap one. I should have gotten a higher quality one. I think it was like 10-15 bucks or something. But it has like the whole world map on it with a bunch of time zones, so I could just check. Though with my current setup, I'm like covering almost all of it. What do I grab? Which kind of defeats the purpose of having it like that. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Drock Savage. Welcome, welcome. Also, once we finish up Bounty, we'll hand out a code. Which actually, that's in one battle. Hold up. We're already almost done with Bounty. Well, looks like we're going to be doing a lot of token grinding. Hopefully we get another Nisha like last night. We're almost at the halfway point of 3 Medals of Nisha. And that's about 1% of the grind. Then we need like 1 billion more of them to upgrade all the mythics in the game. But that's not really a priority at the moment. Main priority is get 3 Nishas. Ideally by next Guild War, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point. But I don't know, we might be able to. We'll be doing Bounty Hunter next weekend, which will obviously get us a lot. Oh wait, never mind. Guild War is next week though, isn't it? Never mind, we're not going to get it by next Guild War. We might get it by the Guild War after next Guild War. I think we'll have it by. You have to keep in mind too, medals have only been out for about a month. They have not been out that long at all. It feels like they've been out for a lot longer, but it's only been a month. Actually, has it even been a month yet? It might have even been a little bit less than a month, as far as how long it's been out. I think it came out, what, the 18th of last month? Something like that? I know it came out at a really weird date because I was in the middle of stuff. And then it's like, okay, we'll just drop a patch. Let's see, we'll throw, what do we need here? We'll throw that on the way side. Highest chance of extra turn, yet we still miss. Just because there was only 2 browns there, so we didn't get as much gem spawn from it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that one dragon image. I know you wanted a dragon thing. And it would make sense that we get more. I will be probably commissioning more. But that dragon thing is actually just the image from the what's it called? the banner. I actually do have full rights to that image, though. I did make sure to get it when I got that ages ago, in case we ever did anything with it. I can actually legally put that on shirts and sell it, as well as use it for any kind of monetization purposes. I have quite a few assets that I can't use exactly to that degree, but that is one of them that I can. What do I grab here? We'll take the... I'll take that for now. Grab herself a Yagua. Get our... Also, I have someone who might be doing an animation for it soon. As either, depending on how good the animation comes out, either as an intro, as a transition screen, or as a notification thing. I'm not sure which one we'll be using it for, but we'll find out. He told me to go contact him in a week, and I believe Monday is a week from when he said that. So I'll go make sure to contact him soon. It's gonna be like 50 bucks, but some of his work's really, really nice. And we'll just throw at it. It'll be hit or miss, but we'll see how it goes. Regardless, any asset you can almost find some kind of purpose for. What do we grab here? Let's take Yagui for now. It's really bad that he's in first slot, though. If he dies, it slows down the rate of the battle. If this was our last bounty, couldn't we have just upped our stats? I forgot about that. I almost keep forgetting that's even a feature, where you can use multiple sigils to increase your stats, because it's almost never relevant unless you're like really early game or mid game and you just can't defeat the battles. But later in the game, it's almost never used, just because there's no point in it, or almost no point in it. But yeah, I could have upped my stats a little bit. Keep forgetting this is even a thing here. But anyways, that's that. There's all the rewards. Obviously, we're not going for leaderboard because you can already see that we were outdone on leaderboard, because we only went for tier 5 and everyone's already passed us because they probably went for at minimum tier 6, if not tier 7. So let's go claim the last reward and hand out code. Hopefully we get a good orb here. Place your bets. What will the orb be? I'm really hoping for purple or blue, but what do we get? Oh, wow, we've been getting absurd luck. This is our second major blue this week. We got one off of wait, what was our previous one off of? I know for sure we got a major blue really recently. Does raids give a major? Because I'm pretty sure it was off of raids. Raids gives a major orb, right? Because I know for sure we got a major orb like just a few days ago. Had to have been off of raids. Let me double check. Raids does have a major orb, right? Yeah. Wow, we got 2 major orbs of Ascension in 1 week, within like 2 or 3 days. Because I believe we got the other one on Wednesday or Thursday. So that is really lucky. I know, that's what we have the mythic hearts for. I named the mythic hearts. I was going to put the word mythic or rare on top of them, but given that the emojis are so small, it didn't really seem like it was worth putting a word on top of it. So I just did the mythic coloration with like a black line on it so it stands out in the normal mode rather than dark mode. But yeah, anyways, I did say I would hand out a code when we ended up getting all of Bounty done. So there is a code, everyone. Use it, of course, on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found on any of your settings menu, whatever your game says right over there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And give same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. Okay, next order of business. Let's go and grind. Let's go try getting some token grinding done. We got Anisha last night. Hopefully we can get lucky enough to get Anisha or 2 today. So, of course, we still have quite a bit to grind, but we're getting there. All we need now is we're going to need 15 more Nishas now. If we can get 15 more Nisha tokens, we will have 3 medals of Nisha, which is extremely important to have, though we do not currently have it. Quite a few people are starting to get it now. I haven't yet, though, because we haven't been, like, ultra grinding at it. We've been putting some grinding into it, but I haven't been doing, like, multiple hours a day. I think at most we've been grinding for, like, maybe an hour or 2 a day on most days towards it. Yep, no problem, everyone. And hello, the Dreaming Dream. Welcome. Also, hello, Mehmet, and just cuz. Do you know how often Gnome Events is? Gnome Events can vary. It's technically a monthly event. However, they don't always do it exactly every single month. However, next weekend is Vault Event. We do know in advance when Vault Events will be. However, they're not exactly every single month. They try to make them every single month, but they don't always fall every single month like some events. But yeah, next Friday, or next Friday, next week's Friday, 6 days from now, is the next Vault event. So those 3 days, if you're looking to farm tokens, which we will be doing, we'll be grinding like crazy for. The previous one was when we got the patch. Unfortunately, I was away at that time, so I didn't really get to grind much that weekend. But this will be the first, next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend will be the first weekend where I have free time to go grind for tokens during a Vault event. So we're going to be doing a lot of grinding, like an absurd amount of grinding to hopefully get, by next weekend, I 100% want to have 3 niches. Like, we're almost not going to end next weekend unless we get it, unless we just get ultra bad luck, which can happen too. There's a chance we just get such bad luck that we just don't get it, even if we grind a lot. But the goal is by the end of next weekend to have 3 medals of Nisha, or at least that's my goal. And hopefully we'll be able to get it. Because at that point, we can kind of ease up a little bit at token grinding. We still want to, of course, token grind. But getting 3 niches is extremely important at the moment. Just because of how useful that is. A plus 12 magic bonus. Okay, what else do we need? Grab the explosion there. Will you still do level 12 or switch to 2? I'll still be doing level 12 for sure. I'll 100% still be doing level 12. Just because the token rate is exponentially higher on 12. 2 would be quicker gold rate though. And while I am doing this for gold, it is not the main reason we're doing it. But yeah, I never did test how quick Explore is, like 2 trophy Explore for gold. Actually, it might not be as much. Never mind, I forgot. It doesn't have as big of a gold bonus. Actually, now that I think of it, this might actually be more gold than doing, I forgot about that. This might actually be more gold than doing on Explore 2. And the main reason for that is just because this almost wins at the same speed. Not exactly. It wins at about half the speed of if we were to do Explore 2 spam. But it's gaining quite a bit more gold per battle. So I'm not sure which way it comes out. Because Explore 2 is only like a, what? It's a pretty small bonus for gold. Whereas right now we're getting like a 3 point something. As far as our multiplier for gold. Because I believe a tier 2 is only like a 1.5, I want to say. Whereas right now we're getting like a 3 point something. And it's dead. Let me double check. What do we get? A Nisha already? Could you imagine? Nope. Oh, Arachnia though. That's not too bad. Nice. But yeah, tier 2 only has a 1.5, and what we're currently running is a 7.3! Oh, I forgot it was that high. No wonder why the gold rate is so high. But yeah, I'm pretty sure difficulty 12 is actually better for gold than doing 2. Just because of how big of a difference that is. Even though you get the 2 battle done so much quicker, the only thing that would really be good for is class XP and hero XP. Speaking of hero XP, we're getting there. I had a goal by the end of this year to reach level 1,500. And we set that quite a bit earlier, but it looks like we're going to get it by the end of this month at this rate, most likely. We might even get it by next weekend, since we're going to be grinding a lot for tokens, which will indirectly give us a lot of EXP. Let's see. What could you use in that team if you do not have the 4th slot? The 4th slot is currently available in Event Key Drop Table this week if you still want to get it. Today and tomorrow it'll still be in Drop Table through Event Keys. However, if you don't have it, Web Spinner and putting the Web Spinner in front of your Leprechaun is the best way of doing it. So put a Web Spinner there, but put it in front of Leprechaun. So basically, switch those 2 and make it Leprechaun. I mean, switch those 2 and make it Web Spinner, I mean. And that's all you would need to do to make it work. It is a little bit slower doing it that way, but it still work. But if nothing else, you don't need to be dependent on an extra turn. Because right now we're really dependent on initially getting an extra turn. Whereas with that team setup, you actually wouldn't need an extra turn. However, you would have to cast Web Spinner. So that silence is being a bit annoying. Plus they got a summon too. Everything about that was super annoying. But we'll win as soon as we get this cast out. And a smash. Good morning, Viper. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the Explorer 2 is mostly to power grind gnomes. It's for that and class XP, or like the two biggest things it's used for. I personally will be sticking with the higher difficulty though, even though it's slightly less gnomes. The only slight issue is going to be mecha gnomes with this team, if we do go down that route. So maybe we'll switch over to 2-some, because that's the only one really big issue with using this team for a gnome event, is mecha gnomes are a thing now, and mecha gnomes have impervious, and there's no curse on this team, and there's no room for curse on this team. So I don't know, maybe we will switch to Explorer 2, we'll see. Explorer 2 has a really weird pattern though, but I've never really shown the pattern. I've done it some off stream, but I don't think I've really shown like the full pattern on stream. So I don't know, maybe we'll do some tier 2 for next weekend for a gnome event. Because when you're doing tier 2, you actually don't stay on tier 2 the entire time. You do a combination of switching between tier 2 and tier 12 when you do tier 2. Because you always have to make sure you claim your shards on difficulty 12. Or ideally, you don't have to, but it's more ideal doing it that way. What's the new gnome? The mecha gnome. It ends up giving you ingots at a pretty good rate too. It has some pretty high drop rates for epic ingots, which obviously is like the biggest drop that you would want, given that it's the rarest ingot in the game, even though it's only epic rarity. We'll go for the hit there. Get yourself an explosion everywhere. And what else do we need? Grab our thing right over there. Get our other mountain crusher going. And he'd be dead. I actually still don't even have the troop of the new guy either. I'll be getting him eventually. Also, whoa, we just got a triple Arachnia. I don't think I've ever gotten triple Arachnia. Too bad it's not triple Nisha. But I'll take it. Triple Arachnia is still not bad. Oh, there's a badge, obviously. Nice. How are we doing on Arachnias anyways? We're doing okay. We actually have 3 spears right now. We actually have enough to go upgrade an epic, don't we? Oh, no. Oh, no, we don't. We would need 6 for that. Well, actually, no, we don't, because we could use a metal Vanu if we wanted to. Oh, so we do have enough if we really, really wanted to. We could go upgrade Gargoyle if we truly wanted to right now. I don't think I do, though. But we actually do have the tokens to upgrade a Gargoyle. Which is for the obvious reason of trying Half Guardians. We'll get a mountain everywhere. And he is not poisoned yet, so we need to go for another one. Is Dawnbringer still worth farming for? Yes. It's still a great weapon. That hasn't changed. It is, I guess, technically a bit pricey relative to other things that you kind of need gold for. I mean, souls for. However, even though meddling exists in the game, it is at such a slow rate that you probably will be able to farm the souls independently of it. But no, I'd still say go for Dawnbringer. Because due to the current rate we get tokens, unless you're like power grinding like 6-8 hours a day for tokens, you're probably going to, for the most part, have enough souls to do the upgrades you need for your medals. And you might need to go out of your way for like an hour or two, or a few hours every single week to go do some soul farming. But due to the current rate of medals, you're never really going to completely outpace your souls too much. Like, you might outpace it slightly, but it's never going to be too big of a gap for the most part. Because right now I'm probably spending around, I want to say 300,000 souls per week on medals, maybe even a little bit less than that. Actually, probably even a little bit less than that. It's probably closer to like 100,000 to 200,000. And while we are like slightly net losing souls, I'm also not farming souls in any way, shape, or form. And if we were to do that for even a few hours, that would completely replenish our souls back to a net nothing. Or what is that called? A net zero? There's a certain term for it. But we wouldn't have any loss or gain. And all you'd have to do is basically offset it by a few hours of soul farming a week. Even if you were farming metals a lot. And if you're not farming metals a lot, then your souls won't really be moving that much, since they will only move if you are meddling stuff. Because each troop takes 60,000 souls to max if you're doing the minimum method. It could take even more if you're not doing it that way. But generally you'll be doing the minimum method, which is 60,000 souls each. However, you're only upgrading a few per week, normally. Unless you're grinding a lot of metals. Do grab here. Get into the mountain. Get ourselves another explosion. And there we go, kill it out. I'm not even sure what I want for my next options. Whatever options I get next, I should probably make it for Guild War purposes. Because Guild War is next week. Oh, what to grab? I'll just grab brown for now. Now we Scorpius. Get ourselves the other explosion there. And now let's get our other one. And we'll be good to go. And he'd be dead. Nice. All good to go. Now give us something good from the drop. Oh wait, never mind. We're not even gonna have enough shards for when we reach there, will we? So the only slight issue with doing this too and not following the 20% is we have several times where we're not going to be able to get the enough shards to be able to do the next battle. We have to cycle back around. It still happens even if you do follow the 20%, because the most you can really get is around 90 or so. But I don't know, it still always feels weird when it brings you all the way back rather than doing a mythic battle. Too bad there's not an option that will consistently give you 100 shards. There's currently 0 options that will do it 100% of the time. And it was killed with Scorpius. If it'll let us. Yeah, let's go right into Leprechaun. Sometimes it's worth actually checking the board to see if there's anything else. Because you sometimes get a good 4x, 5x, and given how dependent this team is on the extra turn, you do normally want to check the board before just spamming Leprechaun immediately. Especially when using non-web spinner variants, because you definitely need that poison. I've had several battles so far where it felt like we never got the poison for like almost a minute on end. And where that's really rare, it does happen. So if you can get it on first turn, it's normally worth it like that. Even though we technically didn't need any of that mana, it's worth it for the extra turn in case we can't get it by other means. Even though we did find it. But sometimes you can't. It doesn't waste that much time, it only takes like a second or two. So every second counts in a battle like this, given how short it is. What team should you use for bounties? Bounty teams. There's 2 different ones that you can use. The one that I ended up doing for a good number of the battles is this one. We ended up going down the route of, for the later battles, Amaru, Excavator, Yagwe, and Werewolf. And for the earlier battles, I ran very similarly, basically running, instead of Yagwe, running Tigraki. And just running Tigraki there. Tigraki, of course, being the brown-red that does true damage with a 3-to-1 boost ratio based on their armor. It's a really, really good bounty troop. I'm surprised they actually made it so good. It's by far the best bounty troop in the entire game. And you can even solo with all 4 of them if you really wanted to throughout the entirety of bounty. Though it's a little bit quicker if you go and just use 3 once you reach about the 12th battle or so, 12th, 13th, 16th, somewhere around there, switching over to dropping it. But yeah, this is what we ended up running for the later part. And for the first 12, I basically ran the same thing, but just with a Tigraki there, which of course is this guy. There he is, Tigraki. Also, I highly advise fully meddling him. He's probably the most relevant rare that you should get maxed. But he deals a bunch of true damage, boosted by their armor at a 3-to-1. So if they have 60 armor, that's 20 additional damage on top of what he's already doing, which means you'll basically 2-shot it. And yeah, it's just overall great traits. Because he also has some skull reduction attached to him. And it does stack slightly with the other skull stack, or, you know, with the other 25% reduction. It's not 50% reduction, I think it's 37.5% or somewhere around there. But they do stack to some degree. The armored off of the perk as well as the armored off of his trait. Oh, oops, I did not mean to do a bounty hunter battle. Whoops, mistakes were made. I did not mean to just do a bounty right now. Whoops. Well, now I can't show bounty if I want to go back again. Rip. It's not too big a deal, though. This battle's completely needless, though. But since we're already in it, we might as well play it out. I'll take the other thing over for now. Grab that. Get an excavator. Actually, I'm just gonna go for a blank Yagwe. He doesn't get any direct extra turn off of it, but we do. Because he didn't go for it. We do not have full mana for you. We should probably disable his first slot. However, it's probably quicker if I go for the other one, so we can kill it slightly quicker with a Yagwe to Yagwe. Oh, I should take that brown first, and that yellow. And that purple. And that everything. I'll go throw Yagwe now just so it doesn't get a poke, and one more Yagwe kills, and we'll be able to do that off these skulls right over here off the wolf. And that did not do the mana I wanted it to. So many extra turns for him. Well, that should be matched. And it was Yagwe. And there he goes. Yeah, that's what you run for bounty. And it can easily run through to 20th battle, as you can see. And that's what we did to get the entirety of bounty done. And now we're really done because we have 0 sigils left. Yeah, back to the token grind. So far, we haven't gotten any legends or mythics today from tokens. And I do need legends because I believe I am going to start upgrading Yagwe a bit further. I'm not sure. We might start upgrading Queen Titania some. I feel like I use Yagwe a lot more, but Queen Titania, after doing that video, I forgot how much of a benefit she actually gains. Like, I knew she gained a benefit, I just forgot it was that large of a benefit. She might quite literally, as far as overall benefit-wise, if you're just looking at the amount of benefit a troop gains from being meddled, I think Queen Titania might have the biggest gain in the entire game for being meddled. If you're just purely looking at how much more value does it get from specifically being meddled. I'm pretty sure Queen Titania is the highest in the entire game. Just because of how much, how useful 6 additional damage is on her in that regard. Given that she has Fairy Fire. I'll go get a Mountain Crusher down. Get another hit there. Why can't you rewind the stream at all? Unfortunately, for the foreseeable future, probably for the next few weeks, we have to disable that feature. Main reason for this is it keeps crashing our stream. Or it seems to be contributing to crashing our stream. It's not like the main thing that's actually crashing our stream, but every single time I turn it on, it drastically increases the chance of it actually crashing. And I tried again last night and it ended up crashing within like 30 minutes. And I'm just disabling it for now until we can figure out a better internet kind of situation, which hopefully will be in a few weeks. But at this current moment in time, I have to keep it disabled. Like, I cannot turn it on. We've tried again, and it just isn't worth it. You can still see the stream after the fact, once it is uploaded, hopefully a few hours after the stream normally. But we're just going to have to keep it disabled for when the stream is actually going on. Because it just seems to lag it too much. Even when I don't have YouTube open in any way, shape, or form, it still seems to lag it for whatever reason. That might actually be something on YouTube's end of why it's happening in that regard. Of why it's so much droppier in that way. but we are going to have to keep it disabled for now. It's not permanently going to be disabled, hopefully, but at least for right now in the near foreseeable future, I need to. Hopefully by like early next year, I might be able to get it rolling again and see if it can actually work. But it's much more important that we have the stream not dropping compared to having rewind on it. As much as I would love to have rewind on it still. Let's see. We'll grab the mountain for now. You're unfortunately stuck with Shadow Dragon for Scorpius Explorer. I guess that could work. Because purple would feed back into him. Yeah, I guess you could do Shadow Dragon instead of Web Spinner. I don't see why not. I used to use Shadow Dragon a lot when I first started the game. I ended up getting as my very first legend and my second legend. Within like 10 keys, I got 2 Shadow Dragons when I first started the game. But you have to keep in mind there were a lot less legends in the game. Also, keys were a lot different in that they were 3 drops each, not 1 drop. It's still insanely lucky, though. Also, Shadow Dragon used to not even have poison. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't even used to have convert. I believe when he first came out, all he was... Actually, no, he did have... Wait, did he have... Wait, how did they have him set up? I actually completely forgot now. I know he did true damage to a random enemy. I think he had 4 times poison, too. But that's it. He had 4 times poison, and he had true damage to a random enemy. He did not have the convert at that time. But I remember, like, really early in the game, I used to run, like, Brian the Lucky, Shadow Dragon, White, and another Shadow Dragon. And White actually used to be a little bit better until they nerfed him. They nerfed him and buffed him. These were like ages upon ages ago. But he used to have a way higher gem spawn, then they nerfed it to 5, and then I believe they nerfed or buffed it to 6. I believe he's currently at 6. I know he got some kind of buff after that. It was really small though, but he's still kind of useless. Yeah, it was like a early game true damage team at the time. And also at the time, Brian the Lucky was the only way to increase magic. Which is obviously pretty relevant for true damage. Always has been. Because you almost get twice the effectiveness from having higher magic from true damage compared to normal damage. Yeah, the convert on him is pretty good. It's a little bit hard to get board set up for it, though. But it is decent. Oh, the team was... I can tell you what the team is right now. I haven't memorized. Which one? The main one that we're using for all the battles? Like the 3 team? If you're talking about the 3 team, we ended up using the Amaru, which is the new snake that just came out, the bounty captain for the week. You want to use that because it's higher bonus. You want to use that, followed by Excavator, followed by Yagwe, followed by Warwolf. And that's your team. Warwolf is last month's bounty. Amaru is this month's bounty, and Excavator was like several months ago. But they're all in the drop table, so you should have... the only thing that's not in the drop table is Amaru, which is only from event keys. I mean, sorry, not from event keys. Don't open event keys for them. They're only from the bounty shop, I meant to say. I can go copy-paste you to team. I have it saved in my team slot, I believe. I forgot about that. Let me go get it for you real quick. Now let's paste it into the thing. Also, before I do paste that, let me go get rid of my other copy-paste. There's the code if you guys haven't used it yet. It might already be used up because we gave it out like 15 minutes ago, or actually probably almost 20 to 30 minutes ago. But because we finished Bounty Hunter pretty quick. But there's the code if it's still usable. I'm pretty sure it's used up already, but just in case it isn't. Let me go get you the thing though. The not the invite code. The we got another one. Oh, we got another Nisha. We got it. The lucky Nisha. The mythic Nisha. The so elusive, yet we're getting a pretty good streak lately. Oh, we're almost halfway there. One more Nisha, and we're basically halfway there. Like, if we could get a half a Nisha right now, we're halfway there. So yeah, we're pretty much there. Nice. Okay, let me go get you the thing now. Very cool. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm looking for, where's that team I was gonna paste to? Somewhere's down here. I know I saved it. Did I save the right one? Is this what we ran for the early battles? This is not the one I was referring to, though. This is what we ran for really low level. And here's the one that I was running for the actual event, which was, for later on. Excavator. Takaraki we don't need. Werewolf. And the other one was Yagwe. And I believe I changed up the banner to be something. What did I change the banner to? I actually completely forget what I ran banner on. I'm pretty sure I ran double green something. Did I run green purple? I'm pretty sure I ran green purple on the minus blue. Almost guarantee I ran that banner. Yes, that one. Yeah, that was definitely the banner I ran. I remember now. Okay. And there's the actual team that we were using for the later battles. Amaru, Excavator, Yagwe, and Werewolf. And there it is in paste, the most recent one. There you go. Oh, that was the right team. I forgot I defaulted to whatever team you used last, not the last team you clicked on. So it was actually already on defaulted on the correct one. Yep, no problem. And if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. We'll probably be streaming for a little bit over an hour, just trying to get more Nishas. Hopefully we can get one more this stream. Really lucky that we already got one. If we get another one, we're more than halfway there. Technically right now we're at like exactly the halfway point, because we're in the process of getting past the halfway point once we get another Nisha. We'll get it eventually. What do we need here? Take Brown. Grab our explosion. And hopefully get ourselves some luck off of the other explosion. Nice. And then kill it out. Okay, let's go for this. Also, I'm surprised we're not seeing any gnomes. It's not a gnome weekend. However, this does normally give a decent amount of gnomes. Gnome rate's still at its normal lower rate, which is like 1 in 50 or so. Still surprised we haven't seen any. Yeah, you didn't get Nisha token in like more than a week. That has happened to me. I've already had 2 weeks where it took us like about a week to get a Nisha. Actually, one time it took us around 10 days or 11 days or something. It was like a really long time. But yes, you can go on very long dry streaks. Though we're getting pretty lucky. We've gotten 2 Nishas within less than 24 hours right now. Because we got one last night's stream and we just got one moments ago. Oh, that reminds me. I need to lock that one thing into place. There we go. I accidentally misclicked on my encoder, but I forgot to lock one of the windows in. I hate when I do that. It is so annoying because this program doesn't have an undo button. It's like one of the few things that's missing. And if you accidentally like move something, you can't automatically bring it back exactly where you had it prior. You have to make sure you lock down all the layers. Otherwise, it's really annoying to put back exactly where it was sometimes. The one nice thing that this program does have, this specific encoder, it does have a... actually, you know what? I never did check to see if it actually does have undo. Let me see. Let me do... undo. Nope, it doesn't have an undo function. I didn't think so. But what it does have is it has like a... It has like almost like a Photoshop Illustrator kind of thing, where it has like little bars that show you the alignment on things when you drag it around, which is pretty cool. Makes it a little bit easier to align stuff. Other programs have that too. That's actually a pretty basic feature in some design things these days. But my previous encoder didn't have that for the setup of it. It makes it a lot easier to place assets on the screen and have them actually be aligned properly. The only thing that still is kind of weird is the is that thing right over here, the number in. Why can I not move finger correctly? Right there, you know, that number right over there for the viewer. And the main reason for that is there's, to my understanding, no way to center the text. And because it's not centered, it's left aligned. And because it's left aligned, it's really weird to try to get it centered. Because if we have 3 digits there, it's gonna, I need to make sure that it's like not too off center when it's 2 digits, but I also need to make sure that it's not out of the box when it's 3 digits. And that's kind of where I currently have it. But it kind of looks weird when it's 2 digits now, because it's not actually centered when it's 2 digits, but it still fits when it's 3. But if I made it centered when it's 2 digits, why can I not say digits today? When it's, if I made it centered so it's 2 digits, wow, why can I not speak? I cannot say that word today. 2 digits. Digits? Why can I not say that word? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Anyways. I'm not sure why I can't say that word today. Anyways. I'll go for explosion. Get herself a Scorpius. Yeah, I do wish they added a slightly more consistent way of getting certain rarity medals. Like a specific way to set it where you might get no medals, but you would increase the chance of getting a certain rarity. Like, for example, setting it to Mythic. Making it so you would sometimes get no medals at all, like literally 0. However, increasing the chance that you would specifically get a Nisha. Because in the long term, especially once they start adding more metal types, it is going to be super, super, super hard to get 3 of a certain kind. Because imagine how hard it is to get Nisha. Now, imagine how hard it is currently to get 3 Nishas. Now, imagine having to do that at half the drop rate. Because once they add even just a second mythic metal, there will then be 2 within the drop table. There'll be the Anu. I mean, not Anu. There'll be the Nisha, and then whatever the new one is. So it'll basically half the drop rate. You'll still have the same chance of getting a mythic one, but it would have to drop rate in the sense that it could be a Nisha, but it could also be the new one. But you would want the new one at that point. Though we don't know for sure if they're going to add a feature where if you have 3 of the metal, it stops giving you drops. Because there's a possibility it might do that. So at the point where you have 3, it'll just stop giving you them. Unless you have 3 of every single type. Which I hope they do, otherwise it's going to be really absurdly annoying to get them. Unless you do something to revamp it. And I will be mentioning that during the beta if they have a beta that ends up bringing that up. However, that's likely not happening until midway through next year or so. So we still got a while on that. Whenever they decide to do 5.0 patch. Which last I recall they said probably in summer. But they have no official date yet. Also, wow, he almost killed our first lot already. Getting all of those skulls. It is actually possible to lose this battle. It's why I set to plus 16 HP. Because sometimes you can die here. It's very rare that it happens, but it is possible that you lose your first slot. And in your second slot. And if you lose your second slot in this team competition, you actually lose the entire battle. Unless you want to go use Reality to take forever. Oh, there's the gnomes I've been looking for. I was wondering where they were hiding from us. Maybe we'll have a vault key. It's not a vault weekend, but that doesn't mean they don't have vault keys. It just means their drop rate for it is way lower. Soon TM. All the soon TMs. Which kingdom did you raise to level 15 until now? Which ones? You mean the ones that we're working towards right now? We covered it in a video a while back, but I can go over it real quick right now as well. So as far as upgrading with deeds, the main focuses right now are your purple go to any of the 4 purple kingdoms, or any of the 4 magic kingdoms, I mean, which are Blighted Lands, Darkstone, Karkaroth, and Silverglade. I'm just going for Silverglade because it's for Silver Necropolis, which is a faction. So I'm just going into Silverglade in that regard. Other than that, the next set that you would want to do is all of your, was it yellow, I believe? Yeah, all of your yellow should go to Suncrest. It's a decent stat, has some decent bonuses there, and you can use it for the Stormheim kingdom or faction. The one that you might want to do after that is consider Pan's Veil. Other than that, as far as blue, Merlantis or Stormheim are the best options. I did initially go into a little bit into Merlantis, but next faction is actually blue Stormheim. So I'm going into Stormheim. Plus has a really nice team bonus. So yeah, I would say Stormheim is the best place to lose, with Merlantis being the second best. After that, which other ones do we have? Red, I would put either into Mist of Scales or Wild Plains, whichever one you want. Wild Plains is a better stat, but Mist of Scales has a faction, whereas currently Wild Plains has no faction associated to it. Other than that, what other colors still left? Oh, green goes into Zolkiri. And I believe that's every color, right? Oh, and brown is currently not used for anything. There is no good location to currently put brown, which is why I'm holding them until we hopefully get a confirmation on what the next brown faction is. Because currently we don't know what the next brown faction will be, because there's currently 0. But whatever that will be is what I'm putting my browns into. But currently I do not use any of my brown deeds. It's the only deed I have not used towards any kingdom yet. And if we get 6 more, we actually get a stat out of it, so I might decide on a kingdom soon. Based on kingdoms that currently exist, I believe Drakzoom's the best. However, I'm waiting until we get confirmation on a brown delve before I bother using them. And we'll probably know that in a couple weeks if we don't already. I don't have the thing open for it right now, but it normally gets updated ever so often. Actually, it might have even gotten updated a few days ago with that one patch. I haven't checked since then. Since that mini patch that we got earlier this week. Oh, so why am I going to raids? We already finished raids. We finished raids. We finished Bounty Hunter. Let me go back to the token grind. Hopefully get another Nisha. Yeah, I hope that helped. Also, I covered a video on it if you want like a short form of it or more in-depth explanation. Actually, I covered it while I was evacuating for the hurricane. Go figure. All the big updates happen when I'm not around. Because the deed update happened while hurricane was hitting my area, so I had to go to somewhere else. So I was just in a hotel recording it, which was a really hard kind of way to do it. And the most recent patch that added medals ended up occurring while it was while I had a friend coming over for the week, or I should say weeks. They always find a way to have every single update exactly when I'm busy. Like, I'm normally not excessively busy, but they always find like the perfect times of when I'm doing stuff to like, okay, we'll go do a patch now. Oh, also, 4th of July, too. Yeah, pretty much every single time. 4th of July, when I was away for 4th of July the week prior, they did a patch. When I got hit by a hurricane for deeds, they did a patch. And when they did the most recent patch for medals, or the most recent major patch, I was away. It's like every single time, pretty much this year. Like almost every major patch this year, I was away when it happened. More than half. Let me grab here. Take that over. Get a mountain crusher. Luckily, next major patch is next month, and I should not be away for that. I should be here and ready to go. And also, my area doesn't get snow, so I'm not gonna, like, my connection shouldn't go out. Like, some people sometimes connection goes out because of snow lines, or because of snow knocks down the energy lines and stuff. But luckily, the area I currently live in gets, like, 0 snow, normally. You'd have to get, like, a ridiculously cold front for this place to ever get snow. Actually, the last time I got snow, I wasn't even around this state. I was in New Jersey at the time. Actually, I was stuck in New Jersey because there's so much snow there. But that's the only time that South Carolina has gotten snow in like the last 5 years, was when I was stuck in New Jersey in snow. So I wasn't even around for the time. We'll go through that. That reminds me, it's my dad's birthday in 2 days. I'm probably seeing him again later December. So I'm probably going to be away for a week doing that. So I probably won't be able to stream during that time. I'll hopefully have some pre-recorded video stuff. And I might be able to record some stuff while I'm there too. Hopefully there isn't a patch plans for that time. I highly doubt it. Because I should be back, as long as I don't get snowed in like last time I ended up going there. I should be back by like the 7th or so, probably, of January. That'll just be for a week, most likely. But yeah, normally I go there every single New Year's. Last year was the only year for a while where I didn't. It was mostly because my dad had some operations thing. And he's normally the main person I see whenever I go back to New Jersey. There we go, nice. Grab our purple down. Get our other thing over. And it was Scorpius to Scorpius. And I'll take purple over and dismount everything. And he'd be dead. Come on, Nisha. Come on, 2 Nishas in one stream. You know you want to. Nope, another Arachnia though. We're doing good on Arachnias today. We're doing way above average on Arachnias. So we haven't gotten a single Anu, though that's not really too relevant. I'd much rather get Nishas than Anus, that is for sure. Nishas are way, way better than Anus. But I still technically need Anus to upgrade Yagway and Queen Titania. Really important. But they're less priority than Nishas. Though still within the priority list. What made me move to South Carolina? Well, I didn't really like choose to move here. I ended up, my dad ended up coming down here when I was like 13. After I finished out elementary school, I was here from 13 to 18. Then I moved back to New Jersey for college. Then I moved back to South Carolina. Because currently I had to stay with my mom in South Carolina. But one of the main reasons why I kind of am back here is taxes are way lower in South Carolina compared to New Jersey. Healthcare and everything's much horrible here. But as far as actual taxes, it's way lower. And given that my occupation currently, basically with mostly just doing YouTube as a good majority of the money we make these days, given that that's the case, I need to be in as low of a taxed area as possible. And South Carolina is one of the lowest tax states in the country. But the problem with that is every single place around here is like minimum wage, which is one of the reasons why I kind of have to do like stuff like this, like YouTube, because almost every job around me is $7.25 to $8 an hour. Oh, to grab here. Do that for now. Take the other thing, and it was Scorpius. And then we just... Oh no! I took it the wrong way. I should probably go get that new mouse out soon so I stop making misclicks like that. It won't completely stop it, but it will help reduce it. Because this mouse's sensitivity is starting to get old. It's nearly 7 years old now. Actually, it's about as old as this computer, actually. Actually, I believe it is literally as old as this computer. It's 6.5 years old. Oh yeah, I know Chicago taxes are really bad. It's about as bad as New Jersey. I know, I have some friends there. They don't live directly in Chicago, though. They live, like, off to the side. It's, like, 30 minutes away from Chicago. I always just say Chicago because it's so close to Chicago, but they're not actually in Chicago. They're just like right next to Chicago, so it's not as expensive, but still expensive. Oh, we'll go for that for now. Grab herself a brown and get some mountain everywhere. What do I do for a living besides doing Gems of War? Well, currently, pretty much just Gems of War. As far as the whole process of what happens, in high school, I used to do some traditional jobs, like hourly jobs. I mostly worked at, main thing I did was work at a restaurant. It was like American Chinese mixed restaurant where they had burgers, but they also still had things like traditional various Chinese foods. They didn't have a sushi thing though, but they had you know, like wontons and you know, other kind of like similar things that are generally like considered towards the Chinese cuisine, and while also having like almost like a burger joint. It was like a weird mix. But I used to do like cleaning there, you know, just dishes, stuff like that. Mostly in high school. Later in high school, I ended up working some for a green energy company, which is also why I needed to go to Canada a couple times during that time. And after that, I was in New Jersey doing college after high school. And at that point, I was doing a combination of eBay, flea marketing, and just selling stuff online through various means. I was also doing Steam at the time, back when their Steam market was actually pretty profitable. Right now, it has so much regulation that I don't bother with it at all. But it was back before it really got regulated a lot, and it was really, really, really good for money. Like, I didn't have to pay for any Steam games. I just got them basically all for free from the profit from flipping Dota 2 items in the shop, as well as a few other items. But I mostly did Dota 2 items, which I still have like several $100s worth of stuff I still need to sell that I still never did. I sold all my inventory stock out because my dad, of course, was already there, so anything I still had, he would just end up selling. But I still have stuff for Steam that I never end up finishing selling that I probably should someday because I could get like several Steam games off of the stuff I still have left. But anyways, I did that in combination with eBay and flea marketing. Flea marketing was actually really, really profitable too. And it was nice because I could actually get there through bus, and I had a monthly pass already through college, so I could just end up going there for free, basically. It wasn't free because I was using a monthly pass, but you know, I was already paying for the monthly pass to go to college and for getting groceries and stuff, so wasn't that bad just to also be able to do it for flea marketing, so I didn't have transportation costs for that sometimes. But that was a lot of fun. Well, kind of fun. I don't know. It was very profitable. It's an interesting experience. Some parts of it is fun, some parts it's not. It has a lot of downtime where you're doing like nothing that makes money, but then when you're actually like selling stuff, you make quite a bit. But that was fun because you would normally bring in like a couple $100 like just all for the weekend. Like you could make anywhere from 100 to 500 profit just in a single weekend. Though you have a lot of prep working up to that point, like where you're making zero the entire time. But that was quite a bit fun for when I was doing that. It's an interesting experience, to say the least. But other than that, yeah, currently now, since I've moved back to South Carolina, I've almost just been doing essentially entirety YouTube. And pretty much almost all the money I make currently is directly from YouTube ad revenue, donations, and, you know, that. Basically, there's that combination of stuff between Patreon support, donations, the people that are starting to subscribe with that new button on the join below, and just donations in general is how we're making all of our money now. What do we grab here? It doesn't pay a lot. It doesn't pay anywhere near as much as almost any other job I had, but it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. The Gems of War community has been absolutely perfect. Best gaming community I've ever seen. And that was prior to me even making content, too. The community for this game has just been always absurdly good. Hello, Kraken! Welcome! We'll grab that for now. Get yourself a green over there, grab the red. Get Scorpius to Scorpius. Yeah, eBay has gotten really annoying to use lately. The biggest issue with things like eBay, Fiverr, and a lot of things these days is there is way more buyer protection than there is seller protection. So it is really, really annoying being a seller on some of those kind of platforms now. Just because all the new regulation that keeps getting put into place is generally towards the buyer and not the seller. Which is bad because it makes it harder for smaller sellers. Like, bigger sellers normally have ways to get around that. Or people that can manage it, but smaller sellers generally do not. And while I do generally like some regulation, you could definitely have regulation that is negative. And the biggest issue that regulation normally has, while it is really good for safety and things like that, the biggest issue that regulation normally has is it phases out smaller kind of small businesses, companies, and independent people for larger corporations, which is the biggest issue with some forms of regulation. But yeah, doing eBay was fun because you could sell some things on eBay that wouldn't sell at flea markets, but then also buy things from eBay that would sell really good at flea markets. Because you can bulk buy quite a few things for under $1 that can sell upwards of $1 at flea markets, and you can double, triple, quad, even 10 times, 20 times how much you paid for something at a flea market. Because you might be paying like 5 cents for something, but it would be something that would easily sell for $1. Because you would just buy it in bulk. Oh, get an explosion there. Get our other double hit. The last donation isn't showing up on the list. Oh yeah, the list in the description, no worries on that. I will be updating that very soon. We ended up getting a lot of donations recently, and I didn't update for a good majority of them. Just because we got so many donations last month. I think we ended up getting more within that month than we have like to date, as far as individual donations. Yeah, I still need to go update that. I will soon. I have a whole backlog of every single transaction that has ever occurred, so it'll be pretty easy to update. It's actually tracked through Streamlabs, which is pretty nice. It keeps track of all of it for me, so I don't actually need to keep track of any of it. The only problem is I, of course, have to manually update the description. We'll go for that explosion. Grab the Scorpio Stone. What else we need to go for our mountain? And grab our brown into our explosion, and that will kill him out. And he'd be dead, as long as he doesn't decide to kill us right now. He could if he got lucky enough. He gets enraged and everything too. I believe he can even one-shot us with enough luck. If he does his ability into an enrage into Skull, it's actually enough to one-shot. It's very unlikely that would occur, but it is possible. It's enough damage too. It's why I set it to HP, because I believe with HP it's actually enough that you can't ever one-shot, assuming we haven't taken damage yet, even if we dropped our barrier. Good morning, Azala. Welcome. Yeah, well, we've been having a good weekend so far. I know mine's been pretty good so far due to Pokemon being released. Been so hyped for it and been enjoying it a lot so far. Still very, very into early game and still very, very newbie at it. I don't know, I've been having fun. That's the main thing that matters. Token of Anu. And I feel like it's been somewhat entertaining. Or I hope it has been. Also, we got our first Anu today, and also a lot of Arachnias. Very nice hole. An Anu with 2 Arachnia. Hopefully we can get an Anisha though. Hello Zeddicus! Welcome! Happy Saturday. Someone thumbs down our stream. Yes. I don't really care too much these days. I've just kind of stopped ignoring like the few thumbs down for the most part. Because I feel like there's always like one person out of spite who just like always thumbs down. And like initially I was like, oh, why? But now it just happens to a point where I just assume there's like someone who just does it for the purpose of doing it. And I feel like almost every video gets like one thumbs down. And I think it might mostly be because of how much YouTube spams the notification for these streams, because that's one bad thing about them is YouTube definitely way over spams the stream, and for people that might not want to see it given the one, that might be what causes the thumbs down. I feel like that's what normally does it, because for example the guide video we did yesterday, Until I Jinx It, currently has 0 thumbs down, but streams tend to get them mostly because I believe because of how much YouTube tries spamming the notification for it. Also, thank you for the membership. Who is that? I can't even see the name. Oops, I did not mean to click that. Let's see. I cannot see who just membered to us in this screen. It shows that someone did member, but I can't see who it is. But thank you so much, whoever just became a member. If you could say who you are, so I can thank you directly. But I actually can't see. I can see the image, but I don't recall whose thing that is. For whatever reason, it doesn't show the name in my current layout. But thank you, whoever just did that. Oh, was it Azala? Yeah, it was. Thank you, Azala. Greatly appreciated. Also, I think we're almost at the point where we can get another emoticon soon. I'm not sure what I'll be doing for it, but if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. We'll keep adding more. Also, keep in mind, we can change any emoticons at any time. There is no restriction to set redoing emoticons. I can literally replace out all 6 that we currently have for new ones if we really wanted to. Which we might eventually once we commission them. Right now I'm just making them myself for using assets I already have. We'll eventually commission some. And we'll easily be able to make the money that we made from it just to commission some nice ones when we do get around to that. I'll take that one over. Grab a brown over there, get a Scorpius. I feel like I'm gonna try avoiding Fiverr though. I have a really bad impression of Fiverr now. There are some good people on it. I just need to try figuring out where all those slightly good people are. Okay, I'll take that over for now. The Scorpius. And then we mount into another follow-up. There we go. Hopefully we get some good medals here. We've been doing really good on medals today. We got a Nisha, 6 or 7 Arachnia, and an Anu so far. Oh, we've only been grinding for about an hour today. The rest was all Bounty Hunter. Okay, and we Scorpius kill him. And he'd be dead. Come on, luck. What do we have? Oh, another Arachnia. Nice. Don't need more Cedric, though. Oh, nice. It's actually already metal. I think we've just farmed the entirety of that metal during this stream. Because that's like our 8 for 9 for Arachnia this stream. So I'm pretty sure we just farmed literally that entire Arachnia during the duration of this stream. Nice. There we go. 7 Arachnias. 10 Cedrics. Well, technically I should say 4... we have 1 medal of Anu, 4 Arachnias, 7 medals of Cedric, 3 medals of Yasmin, 2 medals of Guard, It's so weird that comments are so low. And that's it. And I guess one little badge there, which is kind of relevant because we need more of those tokens. But we're pretty much halfway there to having Nisha, or 3 badges of Nisha. We're almost there. Yeah, we need to get more dragon emoticons for sure. I just don't have any assets that would really work too well for something that small. Even the one I currently did doesn't even work that well for something that small. That's definitely something we would have to commission out if we want better dragon assets for that. Because I can't draw. And I can't think of any other assets that would really work that well for it. I do have one other one that might work, though it's not doesn't really have much of an expression, so it wouldn't really work for like a specific emoticon. Because normally emoticons need to have more expression, whereas the one that would kind of work that I was thinking of has like almost a blank expression in a way, so I'm not sure. Because that one definitely has an expression, that's for sure. The only problem is that one's not really sized to be 48 pixels. Like, that one was never intended to be that small. Nor are any of the assets I currently have intended to be that small. Because those emoticons have to be scaled down to 48 by 48 pixels. Which is extremely small. Let's go for that for now. Get our mountain going. And there we go. Get a mountain going again. Already got our extra turn, so we're good to go. And one more mountain should do it. Or not. Okay, good. We did Cascade the purple. Down he goes. And we should have enough to go get another chest. Hopefully we'll get lucky off it. Yeah, we'll be able to set another emoticon once we have 10 people following. Or 10 people who hit the join button thing. And I believe we currently have 8, if I'm not mistaken. Because we got one of them off stream. Oh, I forgot who that was. I didn't say thank you to whoever that was. And I don't have the list up on screen right now. But whoever the other person was, thank you. There was one person that did it off stream. The other 7 were on stream. So we got to say thank you to all of you directly. The elephant emoji. I don't have any good elephant that I could set as an emoji that I own. Is the only problem. Because I do have to own whatever asset I put up as the emoji. I either have to make it myself, commission it out in a way that I could use it for that, or own the asset. Otherwise YouTube might take it down. Oh, grab that. Okay, what do we have here? Cedric and 2 guards. Well, I was just saying we get, like, no guards. Well, I guess there's, like, guards. Another meadow of guard. Don't really need more of those. Like, I have almost no commons I really want to go out of my way to upgrade. Very few of them are really ever used. Dragon's Egg, I feel like, was the only extremely relevant one. No problem for the metal explanation. I've been meaning to make that video for a while. I'm glad I finally got around to it. Okay, there's our second gnome of the stream. Gem key, not too bad. Actually, I didn't even pay attention to what we got from the first one. It must have been a really irrelevant drop. We got a gem key from that one, which isn't bad. Not his worst drop, not his best, but as far as his value is concerned, the gem key is definitely a good drop. It's basically worth 9 gems. Who knows, that could be the gem key that drops our mythic next time we try opening for them. If you guys want to see any kind of videos in the near future, let me know. One thing I should probably need to cover soon, 2 things I've been meaning to cover for a while now that I haven't. One is a video or videos going over a bunch of faction stuff, like pure faction teams, other various teams with it. The only problem with that is that there's so many different teams you would have to cover for it. Like we're talking like upwards of 50 teams if I was to mention every single thing you would ever need to run for any Delves faction because of how many different ways that you run factions. What I might start doing at minimum is start including it on Monday videos at least. So whatever the Monday video is, we include all of the faction troops for that. So that would at least work if nothing else. So it'd be relevant to whatever faction is currently going on the given week, just by posting whatever ones are relevant to that one, which might be a little bit better than doing like a gigantic massive video because that massive video might get outdated. Whereas if we keep doing it every Monday, it will not get outdated because we're literally doing it the week of the event. So we might start including that. It would take a little bit longer every Monday video to go get that in, but it would be nice to have in every single Monday video to also include that. Other than that, what was the other thing I was mentioning? Oh yeah, progression video. Actually, Keyline posted a progression video recently. I've been meaning to for ages. I actually wrote a script for it for our 2-year anniversary that I never ended up doing. I need to stop writing scripts for things. I feel like I do worse on a video whenever I actually do try writing a script. I just need to I need to set bullet points and just kind of go from there. Like doing an actual word for word script, I am really, really bad at. I've covered it indirectly, but I don't think I've covered like a real big video on like the full progression. And the main reason for that is it keeps changing like every single ever. Like even 5.0 patch, even if I covered one, let's say next month, a full progression video on how to go through the game, it's going to be outdated by 5.0 patch, which is summer next year. And that's the only real big issue, and it kind of kept getting delayed like forever because there's always like this next major patch that completely revamps everything. And it happens like at almost like every single year. For example, the 2 that overvamped everything this year was Metals and Deeds. More so Metals though than anything. It was like the biggest revamp all year. So if I would have done one prior to that, I already would have had to have done a new one for explaining Metals in incorporation with it. I still need to cover one though, regardless, even if it becomes outdated in like 6 months. Because progression system is rather complicated for this game if you don't have any working knowledge of the game prior to it. Like, it's pretty straightforward once you have like an understanding of the game, which is why all of our new accounts generally do really, really good. But it can be really hard if you're just getting to the game and have like no clue about anything related to the game, or if you don't even know how to play a match 3 game in combination with that. Because that's how I was when I first started, though the game was a lot simpler then, so it wasn't as big a deal. But yeah, it can be really, really complicated. Because there's just so many things in this game these days. And the exact proper progression system isn't extremely obvious. Because nowhere in the game itself does it really explain properly like how you're supposed to progress through the game. But the basic overview, like a really quick abridged version of it, is basically first learn how to play, and then as you're just kind of like going through some quest lines, then your basic first main goal is unlock every kingdom in the game. After unlocking every single kingdom in the game, which will unlock you every single banner in the game, you start focusing on dailies, because that will unlock every single daily at that point. So things like doing dungeons every single day, doing factions every single day on level 20, particularly City of Thieves in the current state of the game. Although I guess Mirrored Halls is also pretty good. Either of those two. Doing your adventure board and, you know, all the other dailies, doing your weeklies of things like the 1.9 key for PvP and doing guild events, at least to some degree, not too far. And then you kind of start branching into starting to get kingdoms to level 3 and 4. Then you start getting all the relevant kingdoms to level 10, which are magic kingdoms and stuff like that. Then you start worrying about building up your teams, and the best way to start building up your teams once you don't have too many troop options is to try finding yourself a bigger guild than what you're currently in. Now that you have every single kingdom to level 10, you will have a lot more gold freed up, so you can start looking for better guilds that have a higher gold requirement, which will indirectly give you more keys, and then with those more keys you'll have more troops, and with more troops you'll have more progression. And once you find that better guild, you start focusing more so a little bit on guild events and contributing to your guild through gold, trophies, and doing a little bit further into actual guild events like raids, invasions, stuff like that. And yeah, and then you keep progressing from there. There's a bunch more things to probably mention too, but it's hard to figure out everything off the top of my head. Of course, you then throw in medals and a bunch of other mess. Well, that's like the initial. That gets you to like mid-game, everything I just mentioned right there. And then there's late game and then there's end game. And I do divide them because late game is way different from end game. You know your end game when you pretty much have infinite resources. That's when you're a pretty good sign when you're in end game. Is when it feels like you have near infinite resources. Because late game is mostly just working up to end game. Because the biggest difference probably with late game and end game, I would say, is you're still trying to max stuff when you're in late game. Whereas in end game, basically, in late game, you're trying to max all the content that exists in the game. In end game, you're trying to max all the content that's about to exist in the game, which is quite a bit of a difference. As far as how you go about that. What do we take here? Take a skull for now. Get the double kill for now. And there's our Scorpius at it. Please give us good drops. You've been doing good to us today. Oh wait, oops, I forgot. This isn't a chest. We have to win, and then we get chests. Hello, Jose. Welcome. Also, hello, Wiley. Welcome as well. Quick question. Any good bounty team suggestions? Yes. Let me go copy and paste them. I just pasted them earlier. Here you guys go. Here's the one I ran for the earlier battles. Oops. Did that grab the brackets? I don't think that grabbed the brackets. Make sure to add brackets to it. Actually, let me just grab the whole thing. It's a little bit hard to kind of copy it, the whole thing. There we go. Here you go. Here's the team we ran for lower levels for bounty. That's the lower level one. And here's the higher one. Where to go? Where to go? This is what you run for the later battles. Or when you find yourself starting to lose. Well, ideally you wouldn't want to get to the point where you lose any of them. And there's the higher one. And that higher one is what I ran for a good majority of it. There you go. There's the bounty teams. Luckily someone asked for them earlier, so I already had them in chat. I don't know, maybe I should start covering a bounty video every week. I normally don't, because bounty teams are almost the exact same every single week, so covering a video for it, I don't know, just kind of seems slightly pointless to the degree that it's almost showing the exact same teams every single time. The only difference is normally one troop being traded off, and then maybe just revamping the team slightly due to that one troop trade-off. But, I don't know, maybe we'll start covering videos for it. I have occasionally covered a video for it, if there was something else relevant to mention at the time, but, I don't know, I just find it a little bit pointless just because it's almost the exact same teams each time. Like, they are different, but they're almost identical. Just because they only trade off 1 or 2 troops at max. Because these days, your bounty team generally consists of whatever the bounty captain is, some troop, something that creates red, and a damage source that uses red. That is basically the whole premise of Bounty Hunter, as far as team composition is concerned for when you get to the later battles. Yeah, Bounty Captain, some kind of support troop in some degree, a mana accumulator, and your damage. Not necessarily in that order. And that damage is your, generally a troop that isn't a bounty troop. You could use a bounty troop, however, Tagraki's not the quickest of kills. and he's the only really good damage that currently exists underneath bounty options. The only problem is it takes way longer to win with Tagraki than it would if you were using like a Yagway or a Mythic or any other damage. It lowers your points, but with tier 5, it's enough to still get completion, even with the lower amount of points. Unless you're trying to do a tier 4, you wouldn't really ever bother using 4 for the entire time. You do initially, just because they're easy enough to do 4. But for later battles, you almost always switch to 3 for time's sake. Unless you're trying for leaderboard. Pretty much the only other exception to that. If you're doing tier 4, if you're trying for leaderboard, are the only 2 exceptions to when you would use 4 the entire time. 4 bounty troops. I know, it is kind of funny. Due to medals and the fact that Leprechaun gains pure HP off of the medal upgrades he has, he actually has or not that 16 HP. I'm referring to his that gold medal right there, which gives him a bunch of HP and armor. But yeah, due to that HP and armor that he gets off of that, he has like absurdly high HP. Pretty much anything that gets that has it. A lot of good support troops have it too. And while it doesn't speed up the rate at which they win, it makes it good for using them in higher level content, which is what they're generally already used for, because it makes them so they basically have a whole extra hit of HP, of durability. Yeah, a lot of good troops actually have support. And while support isn't the best of stats, it's all durability, so it normally gives you enough to survive a hit in late game when you're doing like upscaling content. So it makes them a little bit more survivable in those situations, even though they don't directly increase the rate at which you win. Though no stat would have made Leprechaun increase the rate at which you win. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Magic technically would have, because it might have been able to give him another explosion if there was more than 10 green on the board. But very rarely would it. Like, for example, Apothecary is another one of those kind of set up like that. Like, you don't gain any speed from upgrading it. However, you make it a lot less likely for it to die. And since you tend to use it a lot in higher level content because you need Brown for Mountain Crusher or Mang or something else, it tends to work out pretty well. Since you basically go get one whole free hit of durability just by meddling it up. And there's quite a few troops that are set up like that. Every single troop that's a support troop is set up like that because that's the typing that he is. He's considered a support. That's that little sun thing is what that is. They're support troops. And a lot of the better lower rarity troops in the game are support troops that just gain a bunch of durability from having that. Things like Cockatrice, Leprechaun, Apothecary, Mercy. There's a whole list of them. There's so many. But they all gain that durability increase. Which is oddly enough one of the worst benefits. But in the case of those kind of troops, it's not actually that bad. Because they're not really used for their damage output, they're used for their ability. Either for board control, or for mana accumulation, or for whatever else they do. In Apothecary's case, both the mana and the board control and the cleanse. Also, hello, 04001, welcome. Okay, let's get another mountain in there. Alright, the Scorpius. And hopefully have some good loot in the next chest. That last chest was pretty pitiful. Well, we've already had some absurd. We already have above average luck this stream, so we might have used up all of our luck already. There's a good chance that has happened. So I think I'm going to grab lunch soon and transition over to Pokemon. Probably do that in the next half an hour or so. Just wrap up here, grab a quick bite to eat, and then switch to stream. We'll be back for Gems of War later tonight, though, of course. At our normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is basically 8 hours from now. 8 hours, 20 minutes from now. If anyone still has any other questions, do let me know. We'll probably go for a few more chests, like 2 more chests. And then probably wrap up for now. It's because we're going to be doing most of our token grinding next weekend anyways. For the most part. What's your high level stat, Zugoff? He's not too high on stats. I'm not sure what you mean by high level stats Zugaf though. Do you mean the one for the raid event? Oh, what's your team for higher level content? Normally you use it in combination with Gorgoltha. So something like Gorgoltha, Essence of Evil, yeah, Mountain Crusher, Essence of Evil, Zugaf, and then one other option. Something along the lines of that. Another pretty decent option for it is if you really want to upscale. Mountain Crusher, Iron Gut, Zugaf, and Mirage Queen. Some kind of combination like that. So you have Curse for the Iron Gut, but also having Iron Gut, so you have 2 different instant kill options. But Gorgoltha is actually a really good option with it. It has 0 mana block, and it has a really high skull reduction. And sometimes his skulls end up missing because he only does 12, which is still a decent amount, but sometimes they miss. And Gorgoltha is really good at tanking out when it does miss. And also frees up your hero to be something other than Mountain Crusher, which allows you to use some of the other good weapons. You mean for raids? Oh, what is our raid team this week? I just ended up running with a Mang team, but I was going to consider switching to Trickster Shot team once I got really deep, but I never got to that point yet. I didn't realize you meant raid, my bad. But, I go check. What did we run for raids? It was Mang with a bunch of support, basically. That's what I ended up running. Though if you have Trickster Shot, I feel like Trickster Shot later on might be a little bit better due to the mana conflict that it has. But Mang, Algarok, Taipon, and Uriali is what I think for the event. Up to the point where I went to so far. But I'm not going any further because we already got all loot. And we're not trying for a leaderboard, so there's no point in going any further. But if you have Trickster Shot, you might want to build around Trickster Shot. You'd probably have to drop Taipon though. And then just put like a Marilith there instead or something. But yeah, putting like Algarok, Trickster Shot, Marilith, or Yali, or something along the lines of that would probably work out pretty well. Assuming you have an Uriali. The Uriali is mostly just there for the 2 things. It's there to boost ratio Algarok because he does more explosion when they're poisoned. But it's also there for a backup summon. So in case you die, you have something to keep tanking with, or to keep making it so it doesn't hit anything else. Also, if you're going down the Trickster Shot route, you should definitely give your Trickster Shot stealthy. So use a hero class that has stealthy if you're going down that route. Obviously, if you're using Mang, you don't go necessarily down that route. But if you're doing Trickster Shot 100%, you should go for a hero class with stealthy. Whichever way you're going to go about it, specifically hero class wise, but definitely make sure it has stealthy. That way that way it won't hit your hero, and you'll be able to keep using Uriali until Uriali dies to keep getting summons. So it keeps getting distracted by your summons rather than hitting anything important. And then you just win with Trickster Shot soloing the entire team, with your occasional hit onto the boss with the boss slayer. Because obviously that's the first thing you throw a Trickster Shot on, followed by spamming it with boss slayer. Wow, we are getting lucky today. Maybe I shouldn't stop the stream. I lied. If we can keep this luck up like all day, we'd have Nisha. If we kept this luck up all day, we'd have a 3 medals of Nisha by the stream tonight. Like probably even prior to that. We're not gonna be doing that though. Obviously that has no effect on luck, but we were just really getting lucky today. 2 Nishas within an hour and about an hour actually. 2 Nishas within about an hour, and we got a Nisha last night. Also, we're more than halfway there now. We're officially more than halfway to having 3 medals of Anu. I mean 3 medals of Nisha. I mean. One more and we have 2 badges. Then we just need 1 more badge, and then we have a medal, and then we just still need a whole nother medal. Gosh, the grind is so long. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The worst comes to worst, you technically only need 2 medals of Nisha. While a 3rd is nice, similar to Arachnia, more often than not, you just run 20% mana start with 2 of the other one. So, really, we only really need 2 medals. I still would want to get a 3rd, just in... Oh, I didn't mean to do that yet. I still would want to get a 3rd just in case we ever need it for something, because obviously 12 magic is pretty good compared to 8 magic. But more often than not, even if we only had 8, we could just run 20% mana start combined with 8 magic, which is still decent. Though there are some teams where that wouldn't be as relevant. For example, Truffles. Truffles normally run with, not always, but can normally run with a Mirage Queen, which gives them 50% mana start. So that would be a little bit more relevant to have 12 magic for rather than 8. But you can still run a Truffle team that uses like the Forest Troll version. That would end up benefiting some from a 20%, so that you wouldn't need to go for it. There's plenty of teams that would definitely benefit, of course, from 8 magic and 20% start rather than 12 magic. It'd still be nice to have the 12 magic, but we'd still be able to make it work. Because right now we have a really weird mix of like attack and magic, or HP and magic, or whatever we run with it, while having 20% start, which is slightly clunky compared to just having the +8 magic, which we'll have soon, hopefully. We're almost there. We just need, how many more drops do we need? We need 4 more Nishas. If we can find 4 more Nishas, we have another medal. Yeah, the goal was to ideally be all medaled up before Guild Wars. I don't think we will be, though. We will be during it. Next weekend, 100%, is a Volt event. And by the end of next weekend, I want to have 3 medals of Nisha. So we're going to be grinding really hard next weekend. I don't want to go too hard this weekend because I don't feel like I'll be as motivated if we don't have 3 Nishas yet. But if we don't have 3 Nishas, I'll like keep grinding until we have those 3 Nishas next weekend. And obviously it's more relevant next weekend than this weekend because of Vault event. So we'll be getting a lot more loot along the way. But it would be nice to have 2 Nishas before the next event. Before Guild Wars, I mean. I'm just not sure we can get that lucky until then. Like, we're getting really lucky recently, but we can go on really long dry streaks. We've literally gone over a week dry streak. Even someone in this stream mentioned they went on over a week dry streak that they're still on. It can definitely happen. So even though we only need 4, 4 is a lot. 4 is a lot of them. Okay, we don't have anything else to move there, so let's go right into that. Let's get ourselves another explosion thingy, get our mountain there, and be good deal. And dead. And now I want to keep opening chests until we find another Nisha. Who knows, maybe they tweaked the drop rate. I highly doubt it, though. We're just getting a bit luckier than normal. Though just because we're getting luckier now doesn't mean we'll keep getting luckier. Gambler's fallacy. To grab here. Take that for now. Yeah, hopefully we can hold this luck forever. Because right now we just got 2 Nishas basically in an hour. Plus 1 last night. But yeah, I'd be happy with 1 Nisha per hour. If we could get 1 Nisha per hour, I'd be perfectly happy with that drop rate. Relative to how rare it seems these days. I wish it was even higher than 1 per hour. But 1 per hour would still be nice. Oh gosh, that's the second time I did that within a short period of time. I need to stop accidentally doing that. I was doing so good at not doing that, and now I'm starting doing it again all of a sudden. Accidentally using Scorpius when they're not poisoned. There we go, we got another one down. Down it goes. Come on, Nishas. Could you imagine if we got a double or triple Nisha? I have never seen more than one Nisha from a drop. Oh no, has anyone seen more than one Nisha from a drop before? I would love to see someone finally get a screenshot of 3 of them. I don't think anyone has ever done it before because the percent chance is like a ridiculously small of a decimal. Some newer player probably got it that has no clue what Nishas are. But yeah, it's like a 0.0000000000001% chance or something that you would get 3 Nishas simultaneously. Because not only would you need to get 3 tokens to drop specifically, you would also need every single one of them to be a Nisha. And Nisha chance is like, it's under 1%. I forget exactly what it is. I believe it's 0.02? 0.2? It's something low for a Nisha. You get multiple of them. Is very, very unlikely. Especially 3 specifically of Nisha. But we did get 3 Arachnia. I've never gotten 3 Anus though. Never gotten 3 Anu, and I've never gotten 3 Nisha. Though we did take a screenshot today of 3 Arachnia, which is the highest triple I've gotten so far. Which is also somewhat rare, getting a 3 Arachnia. It was the first one we got of triple. I've gotten double quite a few times on it, but I've never gotten triple until today. How do you make everything go fast? You go to settings, you go to settings again, or if you go in the main menu, you just have to click it once. You go over to graphics, or sorry, you go right here, animation speed. It's actually the very first option. This right here, by default, I believe it's on like 1.5. Turn it to 4 times, and it will go super quick. If you're a newer player, you might want to try adjusting it to 2 times, then 3 times, and 4 times, just so you get used to the quicker speed. But yeah, 4 times speed generally. Once you get used to it, you want to use it. Initially, you might not want to, just because it can be a little bit hard to follow everything, especially when you're a newer player on 4 times speed. But yeah, you just set it to 4 times speed, and you're good to go. As far as this, it will go this quick. You might want to work up to that speed though, just because it can be a little bit hard to figure out what's going on if you're still somewhat newer, because it does go really fast paced. Especially what we're doing now, we're winning within like under 30 seconds per battle. But it can be a little bit hard to tell what on earth is going on sometimes at the quicker speed if you don't already know what's going on. There we go. If anyone else has any other questions, let me know. Oh, wow, that's the 3rd time I did it in such a short duration. I've been doing so good at not accidentally doing that. Yet now I'm starting to do it all of a sudden again. Not sure why. Keep just over-assuming that we keep just destroying so much board that they just happen to have gotten hit the next turn. Quite a few of these times, they did not. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's move that over. Grab that. But I think we're gonna go until we get one more chest for now. And then I think I'm gonna take a quick break. Grab lunch, because I haven't ate anything yet today. And then we'll probably be back by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about an hour from now for Pokemon. Since that just came out the other day, and I'm still pretty hyped for playing it, so I do actually want to get around to a little bit more of that. But we will be back with Gems of War later tonight in 8 hours from now. Is it only on PC? No, every platform has a speed increase, even consoles. Every single version of the game has speed increase. Though it might be a little bit hard to do on mobile, although I know quite a few people that play mobile on 4 times speed. But yeah, every platform has 4 times speed. There isn't a single one that doesn't. Though I do generally advise playing on the PC mobile version, just because PC mobile is cross-platform. It's also generally considered the main version of the game, whereas all the other versions are basically just side versions. Okay, final chest. Can we get lucky? Well, I shouldn't say we got it yet. There's a possibility we lose this battle. It's very unlikely, but technically possible. Okay, we got our extra turn already, so I can't accidentally not use it. Give him a skull, which will just hit on barrier, which he doesn't even take. Get full mana off of that, and we're pretty much good to go. Scorpius. And what can we get here? It should be match. Come on, lucky chests. If we get initial, we'll keep streaming. Oh gosh, it's very unlikely we'll get initial now. Could you imagine the amount of luck it would take to get that lucky right now? Come on, what do we get? I'm just gonna double click it. Ah, double Cedric. Why? Cedric is so common. Oh, there we go. Another medal of Cedric. How many medals of Cedric do we have right now? Gosh, we're like on 12. Obviously, only 9 of those are usable though. No, we have 11 right now. Close. But we have 7 spear medals of Cedric. Or why did I say 7? We have 8 spear medals of Cedric right now that we don't need for any purpose whatsoever other than to upgrade troops. We'll need to do that soon. I'm not even sure what I want to even prioritize. Whatever I do, it's probably Guild War options for next week. Now I tell you what. You play on mobile and 4 times speed, and the only way to go. Well, you can play on other platforms if that's what you're referring to. I don't know. I personally advise playing on the PC mobile version. However, all the versions have their perks. The biggest perk of the Switch version, as well as on Switch, so it's both a console and a almost like a mobile device, in that you can travel with it. But the most useful thing other than that on the Switch version is it's the only console version that has a touchscreen, and it's also the most recent version. So if you're a newer player, technically going for the Switch version might be best for you, because the Switch version is the newest version. It came out 7 months ago, and out of all the versions, it hasn't even been going for a year. All the other versions of the game have been going for upwards of 4 years, with PC Mobile been going for 5 years. So Switch has the advantage that every single person on the platform are relatively newer players. Like, no one's in end game on Switch version. At minimum, or like at the latest anyone is late game on Switch version. No one's gotten to like the super late game yet, or the end game. At least currently, unless someone's like really grinding it out. There's probably someone playing for like 10 hours a day who might be at that point, but very few people would be on the Switch version, at least relative to any other version of the game. As far as the PC mobile version, the main benefit to that is it's the main version of the game and the only one that has any amount of cross-platform. And as far as PS4 and Xbox, if you just prefer those consoles, it's nice. But I don't know. Personally, I would say the PC mobile is the overall best version to go for. And if you're a brand new player, I would still say probably PC mobile. Might be a little bit harder initially to get in, but once you get going, it'll be nice. But anyways, yeah. It is on like every single platform though. So whichever platform you prefer is pretty much probably the best way to go. But anyways, guys, do you guys have any other questions? Otherwise, I believe I am going to be heading out for now. We'll be back in about an hour with Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll do that probably for about several hours or so. Go and hopefully get to a couple more gyms, go from there, and later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 8 hours from now, we'll go and back to Gyms of War, do our dailies, hopefully just try some more factions and not fail, and maybe we can finally get Hall of Guardians completed. Oh no, I think I'll throw one attempt at Hall of Guardians and then try something else, because, oh no, I want to get it done, but it's becoming really tedious to keep attempting the Hall of Guardians. I don't want to throw potions at it, but we might need like some kind of mechanic to help us along. I'm not sure what though. Maybe we'll have more stats in the future that will help us or something. Oh, I guess I could always upgrade Gargoyle or all the troops even with medals. I could always consider doing that. We have quite a bit of spare medals right now. If I don't need them for Guild Wars, I might end up going down that route. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back in about an hour with Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I catch you guys either then or later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the bounty hunter and any grinding that you might be doing. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.